So you all know that you all knows doing multiple things at once. You all know that I have these super weird dreams all the time, and my dreams have a way of affecting me, like to the point where I wake up. Like my dreams affect me to the point where I wake up and I still feel things. Like a week or so ago, I had a dream that I I was a part of a sex trade, but I had aged out. So my captors were taking the younger girls. They like put bags over their heads and put them in a van so they wouldn't know where they were going. But the girls my age, they kept us in this big room and they put like a poison in the air. And while the adults wouldn't tell, the girls my age what was going on, I knew that this was the end. So I'm inhaling the drug or the poison, but somehow I managed to escape, and like I go on this whole journey trying to find the one person who has answers. But when I wake up, like literally wake up from the dream, I'm talking to myself. Like I'm saying to myself, I wish that they had just shot me instead of letting me live with the suffering that I've endured. And it registered to me that I'm actually wide awake talking about this, and it freaked me out because where did that even come from? But I was just like, I was off for like a couple of hours. Like I was just really in my feelings because I felt so bad. Like I wanted to die because I was like the lone survivor of this sex trade and it didn't seem right. Then like a week ago, I had a dream that Cody was a lobster. Cody was a lobster, and I had to euthanize my Cody, and I wasn't happy about it. And I had to euthanize her because I couldn't take her to school or something. But like the first lobster that we took out the tank, they killed that, and I was like, oh no, I can't do this. So I took Cody with me in a car to go to the school, and I remember being parked in front of Top Tomato with my friend from high school, and Cody morphed from being a lobster back into herself. And I was just like, come on, Bubba, I can't do this. Like, it's just going to be you and me. So I woke up and Cody was laying next to me, and I was just so sad because they tried to make me kill my baby. And, like, y'all know Cody means literally everything to me. So it was real weird. But I was really sad, and I was like rubbing her and like had to pull her into me, and it was happy until she tried to bite me. Then I had to push her away and like love her at a distance. But the other day, because all my dreams are just out there, right? So the other day, I had a dream that I was a sex slave. Now, mind you, when I'm in my dreams, I've only ever seen myself once in my dreams, seen myself as I am. In my other dreams, it's like I'm me I know I'm me, but if I were to look in the mirror, if I was to be called by something by a name, like in the first dream with the poison and the sex trade, my name was Jennifer. I was a white girl named Jennifer. And the dream that I'm about to tell you about, I was a Russian girl, blonde hair, blue eyes, had the accent and all of that, but I knew I was me on the inside. So anyway, we got to I was in a bed with four people. Not like sexual or whatever, but like we were sharing a hotel room. I was in a bed with four people and we got a call to go to this party. I didn't want to go to the party, but I ended up buying tickets because I knew they would make me go to the party. So I bought tickets to the party. So we ended up heading out for the party and we met up with a couple of other people. I'm trying my best to fade into the background. I'm trying my best to fade into the background and not interact with everybody, but I'm still noticed. So we end up going to this warehouse type situation, like for a pre party or just to hold ourselves over. And there's this chubby Russian hairy dude who's kind of like reminded me of either the guy from Saw 7, I think, the one who had to gouge his eyes out, or the dude from those stupid movies. What is this? This is Spartan, the funny one with the chubby whatever. That's what he reminded me of. If you know who I'm talking about. So yeah, so we're in this warehouse with him or whatever, and he gives me some injections. He gives me 4 injections in the back of my neck. Now let me just step out of the dream. I was at my boyfriend's house sleeping. Like I just got to his house. It was probably like 9 o'clock, and I ended up 9 o'clock at night. And I ended up taking a nap. So he injects this poison. It's four different poisons, and some type of they all have some type of make give me some type of reaction. I know like it one or two of the injections closed off my throat so I could barely breathe through my mouth. And I don't know if you guys have ever been under anesthesia, but when I have been under anesthesia, and you know how they make you count backwards or whatever, just before I knock out, it's like a squirt of the medicine in my nose, and that's what one of the injections felt like. So I had like this really, it was like a tingly feeling or whatever, like just in my nose. So in my nose, so I couldn't really breathe out of my nose. And then this one other injection, it made me like super happy. I was like an emoji for a hot minute. I don't know what that was about. I'm like my hair turned. I don't know. Look, so I couldn't breathe, and I'm struggling to breathe. But I know this is a part of his weird sex game. So like everybody who I came with is knocked out until the phone rings, and there is a phone call saying, you know, it's time for the party. So the guy who I went with, he was like, "You still got this shit on?" At this point, I have on a pink tutu and a bra, and I'm still drugged and I can't breathe. So he was like, "All right, the party started, and tell him to take that shit off for you." And I really want to tell the fat guy to take this stuff off of me and get me out of this, like remove the drugs from my system. But I know that he won't let me because I am his sex slave. Super weird, right? So just as I'm about to wake up the fat guy because he was sleeping, my boyfriend actually wakes me up, and I couldn't breathe. And he was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I need water. I can't breathe." But I could breathe. But it was just like being in the dream, like everything like just so closed off. It really, really scared me to the point of what am I doing? Like I don't know. Like I just couldn't breathe. It took me like a good 20 minutes to get back to myself, to calm myself down, like to convince myself that I can actually breathe, like there's nothing wrong. So it was really weird, and I didn't really understand it. But a couple of days later, I caught a cold, and all them symptoms that I had in my dream, I kind of had for real. Like my throat was sore, couldn't really swallow. Like my nose, it kept doing this funny thing. I couldn't breathe, and like I had this weird feeling in my whatever. I don't know, dude. My dreams are super weird.